Oh, yeah, get on it.
How do we get into?
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello.
Let's see here.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Oh, Rihanna, welcome back. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, that's nice. Are things slowing down a bit?
Yes, 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 yeah. The ICU's busy, but it's back to just busy.
Okay, well, that's good. That's nice to hear.
Mm-hmm.
How did, okay, is Margaret on? Yeah.
Hi, Joey.
Hi.
Joey, you made it?
My hydro came back like 10 minutes ago. I'm waiting for the house to cool back down.
Oh,
Wow.
perfect. So are you gonna meet with Mia at a later time?
Next Tuesday at 10, yep.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. So who are we waiting for?
Hey, Dan, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Couldn't understand.
Okay, Leslie, you're on, right?
Yeah, I couldn't figure out why it was not showing the picture. I figured that.
Okay, Joey's on, Rihanna's on. Sebastian, are you there? Okay, Dan's there. Margaret's there. Marilyn was iffy. Fred's there. Okay, we'll wait one more minute and then we're gonna start. Because I'm sure you guys are all, I'm starting to feel a bit zoomed out from all these Zoom meetings that everybody's trying to get in before the end of the month.
And the meeting went well this morning.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about that. Who was on the meeting? I first of all want to thank you all who was on it this morning. How did it go?
Oh, it's good.
Was
It's
it?
good.
Okay, I appreciate you helping them out. I did a one-on-one with them. That's why I wasn't on this morning.
Yeah, they had all the questions all ready for us because you gave them all to them.
No, they, I think they've done this a few times now. Yeah, they thought it'd be better if the chair wasn't there. So if you guys wanted to say something, You
Well,
could.
we laced you quite a bit, so.
Well, that's why I wasn't there, so you could talk frankly.
Only good things were said, Jean.
Okay, somebody will have to tell me what was really said.
No, really, that's really what was said. Good things.
Did Sebastian give regrets, Margaret, or do we know?
No, he didn't provide me any type of information.
Okay. I'm gonna try to go fast through this meeting. So if I go too fast, stop me. Okay, May 13th, but I guess there are some things we do have to take care of. Okay, let's call the meeting to order. Okay, we have to, I don't ask why, but adopt the agenda of May 13th and June 10th. Can I have a mover for that?
Sure, I'll move.
Okay, Leslie is moving. And according to Donna, we didn't need a seconder. So can I call the question? All in favor? Anybody opposed? Okay, I don't hear anybody opposed, so I guess we're going to adopt them. Okay, adopt the minutes of April 8th and May 13th. Can I have a mover for that one?
I'll move.
Okay, Joey moves. Call the question. Oh, first of all, you move, but I do want to just highlight a couple things so we have a direction. We clearly have a direction for, okay, the Housing Subcommittee.
Oh, just wait. Sorry about that. Everything just had a temporary technology issue. So that was where the adoption of the minutes from the 8th and the 13th, they were moved by Joey, correct?
Right.
And they were carried.
Okay, I'll call the question. I was gonna talk about them, but I'll call the question. Are everybody in agreement with the minutes? Any opposed? Okay, since I don't hear any, I'm going to assume the minutes are passed.
Good.
Carried.
Thank you.
Okay, I just want to go through the minutes so we know what we're doing with these. The Housing Subcommittee, next steps. So there were recommendations. The recommendations were from a previous. And then there was an action item. So the first.
No, Jean,
Yeah.
the next piece on the agenda is for Sean Dunsmore to speak, the manager of engineering.
Okay, is Sean here?
Yes, he is.
Okay, Sean, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, okay, well, I'll go through those things. I apologize, Sean. We don't want to keep Sean any longer. So Sean, we'll turn it over to you. I apologize.
No problem, Jean. How are you?
Well, thank you.
I'm here to talk about street signs.
Nice.
Okay, so,
We've previously had conversations about the street signs in the city of Thorold. And we talked about the size and making them more legible or readable, I guess. I thought the last time we had this conversation that we agreed that this was a good standard. And we were just going to continue to do that and update any ones that we see or that we have. And the city is currently going through an inventory to update them to this standard. I received some email and some communication saying that might not be the same understanding that you guys have.
well, the reason why that's the understanding we have, and maybe the committee can, if anybody, we understood that that's what was going to happen. But what happened, and that was, the letter was dated 2018. And so that it was going to be investigated, and then you reported back and this was going to happen. Well, since that time, since we brought this up and since that was our understanding, which is several years now, there have been a huge number of subdivisions that have gone up. Do you agree, Sean?
Yes,
Okay, so since this conversation that we've had, we thought it was for new signs and replacement signs. Is that correct?
that's great. Yep.
So we've had all kinds of subdivisions go up and they don't have signs that are that big. All the new subdivisions have the regular signs.
Well,
So
this is a regular sign.
the new subdivisions have the bigger signs?
They're
Have
not
that,
bigger. They're not bigger. This is a standard. This is a standard we put up. As a matter of fact, this one was put up and previously removed by somebody else and we recovered it. So this is what's gone up in all the subdivisions.
how big is that sign?
It's probably about 2 feet long, but it's probably about 6 inches tall.
And you're telling me all the signs in the subdivisions are that big?
That's right. Yep.
Well,
Would you like it bigger?
I don't know. Did anybody drive around the subdivisions? Did they look any bigger to you?
I drove around, that was last fall before lockdown again. And I guess it's just me. I didn't think they were that big, but maybe that's just me.
Sorry.
Like we're willing to adjust the sign, but we need your direction or need some input from you guys as to how much bigger it needs to be.
What's the font size for that sign?
Pardon?
Do you know what the font size is for that sign?
I think the height of it is about 4 inches. For the capitalized letters,
Okay,
it's about 4 inches. For the smaller ones, the lowercase, they're about 3. So that's probably about 4 inches right there. And this is 3 inches.
is that different than the way that they used to be, the size wise?
Well, used to be is a funny term because it's been modified about 70 times over 100 years.
Yeah,
They were green at one point in time, but the standard we have now is something we've been using for 15 years. And it's the blue on white, which is supposed to be easier to read. And it's the 4-inch capitals with the 3-inch smaller. We've run this past our AODA consultant for the disabilities, and they believe that this is the appropriate size. This is a standard size that the region produces for us.
So Sean, this is a new size as far as the city's signage is concerned.
No, it's not a new size. That was the conversation that we had last time we had this conversation was this is the standard that we've been using, and we've been using it ever since I've been here, and a long time before that, and that's 10 years at least. Okay.
But when you came to our meeting, you brought a much bigger sign.
No, I brought the exact same. The sign I brought, the only difference between this sign and that sign was it said Confederation on it.
Well, like maybe we'll have to meet again because that sign was so much bigger than the Confederation sign that's up right now.
These are the standards that we've been using. If we would like it to be bigger, we would be happy to make it. I guess my question is, how much bigger do you want it to be?
Can we wait and discuss this again? Jean?
Okay.
here,
What do you want to defer to when we can get together, or what's your recommendation, Fred?
Well, but it should be that we should all go out and take a look at what Sean has been putting up the last little while, actually on the post, and see if it looks big enough. I mean, that sign looks big enough to me, but
Yeah, that one,
Remember, they're a long way away when you're driving along, so
Mhm.
it may not seem quite the same.
And the smaller words for the name of the street would make it look smaller. If it was
Yeah.
just one word on that, yeah. And
That's
that
right.
might
If
be
it,
where
if it
the
was,
confusion
if it
is.
was Stewart Street or something like that, it would probably only be from my finger to my finger. It wouldn't be nearly as long.
Yeah,
Can I make
Yeah.
a suggestion, Jean?
by all means, Rihanna.
Well, if anybody makes note of a sign that looks small, or if we start driving around now that it's like, we've done this before, and you're right, when Sean came with that, I think, I don't know how many years ago, and it looks big, it said Confederation, and it passes the AOD, but make note of the time of day you see it, and make note of where you see it, because everything we're saying right now is anecdotal, we have nothing to go on. So we need to have some documentation if there is a problem, and there might not be when we actually see it during the day, and when we see it at maybe, I don't know, 9 o'clock at night. So make note of the time of day and make note of where you see it as well, and then we'll have some concrete stuff. I see Dan has his hand up as well.
Dan?
Yeah, regardless of what we do going forward, I'm going to suggest we avoid using terms seems big or is smaller. That means nothing. We have to start to get to a discussion which uses measurable factor either way. So when I hear that something is AODA compliant, that means something. I assume that's taking into consideration our concerns, because this may never end if we don't get down to how big does it have to be exactly, big or smaller. It was night. I was at a distance. It's a short name. It's a long name. They don't mean anything until we start to put numbers to it. Whatever those standards are. So there are existing standards, Sean. It sounds like they exist in terms of AODA compliance. And then if we have a concern with that, we have to somehow put some measurement to it from the perspective of older adults, I suppose, or people with sight issues.
Okay, maybe Sean, you can also, I think we need a definition of what ADA or whatever compliant means. It has to mean some kind of size in letters, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So can you get us what the definition of a capital letter is and what a smaller letter is?
Sure.
Is that possible?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so
Would you like me to mock up a few different versions of it? This is the standard we use now. I could probably mock up 2 or 3 bigger sizes, like 25% more and then 25% more again, if you would like.
I think that would be, if we got a proper definition, I think if we got some mock-ups and maybe in July or August, maybe did a site visit to even some of the new subdivisions. Can we do that? Is that a direction that we can go into? Whoever, like maybe a few of us can do a site visit with these new sizes and an understanding of what the current regulations are.
Jean, can I make a comment?
By all means, Elaine.
Normally, when they do standards for anything, they are bare minimums. Could we not just go up one size? We do a 5-inch capital and a 4-inch smaller. Do you know if there's an extra cost to that, Sean?
Yeah, there's a marginal cost for every sign because as we get taller, they also get wider. And so the sign will end up being a little longer than it was before. But
Okay,
other than that, there's no real cost to it. It's just the extra aluminum that is required.
right.
That's
But
what
normally I
often-
find standards they go to the bare minimums. So if you go up one size, it makes a huge difference.
Okay, I'll mock up a couple sizes for you, and then maybe the idea of meeting out and we can have someone actually install it on a post for us while we do that. And then we can walk and step back and see if it's big enough.
Perfect.
Good idea.
Okay,
Okay.
so we'll leave it up to you, Sean, when that's ready, and then we'll leave it that we'll have, once that's ready, we'll send out an email to any committee members who want to come to a specific location and see it. And then we'll bring it back to an actual meeting.
Sounds good.
Is that a way forward?
Yes.
Okay,
Do you need a motion on that, Jean?
yeah, let's have a motion.
You
Elaine?
don't need a motion.
No?
Don't need one? Okay, perfect.
Okay, so we're going to wait for Sean. He's going to mock up something bigger for us to have a look at. Then we're going to do a site meeting someplace of whoever committee wants to come, committee members want to come. And then we're going to bring it back to the soonest following meeting of our committee.
Can I ask another question, Jean, please?
Yep, by all means.
I just want to know, was one of, like, maybe I'm missing something. Was this one of our goals, or did the age friendly, or not age friendly, did our senior center come forward with complaints, or did you get complaints, or did City Hall get complaints? I'm just wondering why it came back to the table, when I do remember the original conversation. So I'm just curious on what happened that this came back to the table. I think I missed that piece.
Mhm. You were there.
Because when Sean came to our meeting, he brought this big sign. Maybe it was because the word.
That was maybe like 4 years ago, I believe.
Yeah, it was. And there was supposed to, and so in going around, so we thought the signs were going to be bigger because the sign looked bigger. But it looks like nothing changed in the 4 years. So it came back. Why didn't anything change? That's what,
The signage that John brought.
yeah, we thought the signs were going to be bigger.
Okay,
Because when we saw that Confederation sign, we thought it was bigger than what was currently being installed.
okay, no, I was just asking why it came back, that's all.
So maybe our problem is,
think-
sorry,
I think that's why we have the issue. Is this simply a matter of, driving around, it looks small, and then it was in Sean's lap 3 years ago, it looked big? That's why we have to have
I suspect that that's exactly the problem.
That's
Numbers.
all up, yeah.
Yeah, because our intent at the time was to tell you that was the standard. And that's actually what we said. Because it was exactly the same sign.
Mhm.
I didn't get the impression that was the standard at the time. I got the impression that what you brought was a bigger, maybe I got it wrong, was a bigger sign than what was being put up. And I think Dan makes a good point. We shouldn't be talking about how it looks. We should be talking about the letter sizes. What is the size of a capital letter? What is the size of a small letter? So if we start talking letter sizes, then we will be, what is the current letter size? And if you do a bigger one, what is the next letter size? So we should start talking letter sizes rather than what it looks like.
Sounds good.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, so we have a way forward on this? And we don't need a motion, Margaret?
Nope.
Okay, Sean, I thank you so much for your patience and for coming back, and we all really appreciate your time.
It was very nice seeing you all.
Thank you.
It's nice
Sean.
seeing you, Sean. Haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, it's been ages, hasn't it?
It has.
See you guys.
Thanks a million. I need to go back to the minutes because the minutes are the minutes of May 13. I don't want to change anything in the minutes. I just want to make sure the recommendations are going to be actioned. So can we go through just for quickly, the housing subcommittee next steps? One is that a meeting be set up with the planning and building services to explore this option and consider. So who's going to set up, Margaret, are you going to set up a meeting for us with planning and building?
No, if planning and building have that in their purview, then they will follow up when they have time, along with all of the other recommendations or actions.
Is everybody satisfied with that, the planning and
Yeah,
planning?
because the planning department's gonna have to explore and review and look at the type of recommendations that we're looking at. And then at the proper time, they will come back and discuss it with us in order to finalize the recommendations.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave it as, on our agenda, I have outstanding items. So I'm gonna leave outstanding items as the housing subcommittee next steps, okay? So we don't forget about this. Is that okay? So if they don't come back to us in 6 months, then maybe we'll nudge them.
I will make sure that they come back sooner than that.
Okay, all right. Okay, housing and planning next steps is gonna be it'll be.
All of those recommendations, we should be getting the thing from the Nonprofit Housing Corporation also, those types of things. So we'll wait a month or two and then see what comes back.
Okay, all right, then I'm satisfied if that's a direction. Okay, so don't throw these minutes out because there's a lot of follow-up things in the May 13th minutes. Okay, so, all right, I'm satisfied then. Okay, so we've got Sean, that was very nice of Sean. So review motions past May 13th, I apologize. That's, so that's that agenda item. Okay, Brock Research Project, we already got an update unless somebody wants to say something else. Again, thank you for all those who participated. It's kind of our outreach helping them. Does anybody else want to say anything on there?
Yes, that the information that they're gathering, they stated that they will come forward with it once it's all put together.
Okay. It should be interesting, the results. Anybody else want to say anything about that? Okay. Calendar update. We have 9 sponsors to date. I'm going to try to get 3 more if I can. If I can even get 1 or 2 more, be ideal. We're still looking for photos. This week and next week, I'm going to try to make sure all the people who have pledged get their money in. Margaret, did you get any updates on monies in so far?
I think we've only received 2 or 3.
Okay, can you confirm that for me? Who they are, and I only got the one form right now.
Yeah, I just got 2 in just in the past couple of days.
Okay, and you'll make sure I get those forms?
You will get the sponsorship form, yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna, my priority the next week and until the end of next week is going to try to get a couple more sponsors. I've asked Nonprofit Housing to sponsor. I haven't heard back from them. If anybody's got any connection with anybody on the Nonprofit Housing Board, I'd appreciate a nudge of them. Photos, we're doing pretty good with the photos. We've got a number of composites that have been made up. That's the next step, will be to try to put the pictures together for the specific months. I've got a little working committee right now, and I'm looking for more volunteers just to review the composite photos and to provide some kind of input on what needs to be changed on them. Most of the photos are going to be composites, like there'll be more than one photo. Tony Vandermaas has done several for us, and they're very good. And Joanne's going to do a couple for us. So I don't think we'll have a problem. And we had 2 articles, one in Thorold today and one in Niagara this week. And I thought that was great. The mayor is being very supportive. So I don't know if you saw those articles. So that's where we are. And the calendar project is going to go forward, like with nine sponsors. We're going to go forward. If we hopefully get the other couple, it'll just be gravy. Well, it'll help us just make it look a little bit more professional if we get the full 12 sponsors. Anybody want to make any comments on the calendar?
Jean,
Yep. Dan?
if you're at liberty to say, and if you know off the top of your head, who are the private sector sponsors so far?
Glenn Gordon,
Yeah.
the 2 credit unions in Thorold.
Yeah.
We've approached the Royal Bank. We haven't heard from them. We've got 9. TCAG, the library. I can get those all for you. I can list them if you want. That's all I can think of from the top of my head right now. But I can get. It's not a secret who they are. Oh, Henderson's Pharmacy is one. Have I got 9 there? Our group is one. Thorold Age Friendly.
Okay.
How many I got there, Dan?
The 2 credit
That's
unions.
7.
7.
Did you
Were
get
there any
Hope?
other private sector besides Gordon, Henderson's, and I guess the 2 credit unions are technically?
Yeah. Glenn Gordon. I'm sorry, I should have, I can't remember the other 2 but they're not a secret. You want me to list them, who the
If
sponsors?
you could just send it, yeah, maybe we could
Okay.
think of who's not there and
Okay, after the meeting, I'll
Okay.
list all of the ones we have confirmed and I'll send it to all of you.
Jane, just an update. Royal Bank is semi-confirmed. They're just working out the logistics and how much they want to contribute, because they may contribute a little more.
Oh, okay, that's even better.
So it has gone to the person it needs to go to. Now it's just, but I'm pretty sure it's a go.
I'm going to try also to go to the Bank of Montreal in Thorold.
Okay. Has anybody approached HOPA?
I did approach HOPA by email and didn't get a reply. Oh, I know another one. The Thorold Ontario Paper Association.
Oh, perfect.
Good.
Yeah, they're also sponsors.
And BOTAC?
Oh, BOTAC is the other one. Yep,
So there's your 9.
there's my 9.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so then so quickly, did you write them all down, Elaine?
Yes, I did.
Okay, run real fast, run through them.
Okay, so you got Glenn Gordon,
Yep,
TCAG,
yep,
the library,
yep,
Henderson's,
yep,
First Ontario,
yep,
Credit Union, sorry, Age Friendly Committee,
yep,
Thorold Community Credit Union,
yep,
Ontario Paper Foundation,
yep,
and BOTAC,
yep.
and Royal Bank. I've got Royal Bank as
Okay, well, that would be 10.
yeah, that's a pretty positive, I think. So,
Okay,
so 2 more we need.
2 more. Okay,
And I can try and get John to approach HOPA.
okay, well, if you can do anything for that, I did send them and didn't get a reply.
Okay,
That would be really good.
okay,
So we're getting there. We should have a real quality product because we should have the money for them to even help us a little bit with the design. And we should have a really good calendar. Okay, is there anything else? So I don't need to send you an email on that. We've got all the sponsors now. Does anybody want to make any more comments on the calendar?
Yeah, where are we going to be getting it printed?
I don't know. I got to get 3 quotes. I got 3 quotes before, but they only were for so many months. So we'll have to go, as soon as we get to the closer phase, which will probably be August, we'll have to go out and get 3 more quotes because the quotes were only good for a limited time period.
You have to get 3 quotes, and then when you do you have to select the lowest?
I'm assuming so. I don't know. Is there any other discretionary things that can be put into that? Margaret, do you know?
I'm sorry, what was that?
The quoting. Do I need to get 3 quotes?
I would have to review, to be honest. I'm not too sure.
Okay, I would love it for it to be a Thorold printer. That's what I would prefer, to make this a real Thorold project. Okay, can we leave that?
Can't you just go back to the one that you had semi-decided on and ask him if he's going to add more to this, or will the quote stand?
I could go back to the ones and see if the quotes would stand. I could do that.
I would do that.
Okay, all right. We'll have something about the quotes on the next meeting. Does anybody have any?
Yeah,
And we'll find out what the
Jeannie, since this is a committee of council, library had to go through it too. There's criteria. The city has a criteria. So when the 3 quotes come in, there's a criteria that has to be followed. So Margaret might have to look into that to just see how we follow that criteria. Because we can't just go with the lowest bid, I'm gonna say right now.
Okay,
There's criteria to go through, and you need 3 bids to start off with, if you can get 3 bids. Sometimes you can't. And that, so anyways, I think Margaret needs to take a look at that.
Yeah, and I also need to review how, to be honest, I'm not too familiar specifically with Thorold because I have yet to do one, but depending on the cost and with it being a committee of council, like there's just a lot of caveats that go into this kind of, I don't want to say pure procurement, I guess. So I will follow up with staff and discuss at the next meeting.
okay. So we'll leave it that how we're going to get the quote for this. That a report will come back from Margaret, and before we go out and get any more, like as I said, we had 3 initial ones before we go out and either go back to those 3 people or not. So we'll wait for a report for our next meeting. Okay, Margaret?
Yeah.
I don't think we need a motion for that, do we?
No, because I'm just going to bring back information and then we can figure out what we're going to do next. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so more on the calendars. Okay, June Seniors Month, if you printed out the minutes or if you looked in the minutes, there were a number of things that with the cooperation of the Senior Center, Thorold Age Friendly Committee, Thorold Public Library, and the Thorold Community Activities Group, there were activities planned for the month of June. The first one was bingo. And the next one was virtual trivia, which is today, right?
No, it was yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday. How did that go? Were you part of that?
It was actually a lot of fun. I'm a little disappointed in the attendance. There was only 4 of us.
Okay.
And even for the bingo, there was only 4 people.
Okay.
So I just don't think we're sending it out through the Senior Citizens Association, but I don't know. I don't know how else to get the word out for them.
Okay. Anyway, at least we're trying this, and maybe once you try it, people will know. The next one is a virtual exercise class. That's June 16th. And the TCAG is providing the instructor for that. Is that correct? Yeah,
And that's chair yoga.
and that's chair yoga. So you might get a few for that.
I hope so. I hope so, because it's been a lot of fun.
And you've learned a lot from the bingo. So it's a learning process.
Yep.
The Senior of the Year Awards, all the participants have been confirmed, and everybody who's going to do the overview of the people have been confirmed. You did get a tentative agenda in your package if you printed it. And it was supposed to be June 23rd, but we thought due to all the restrictions of COVID right now, that was going to be moved. We were still going to plan outside for now. It's moved now to Wednesday, September 8th, as the outside date, and a rain date of Thursday, September 9th. If we can have things indoors at that time, we may move it indoors, but we're rain or shine right now, it's scheduled for September.
Yeah.
And then the last Wednesday of the month, there's another bingo. So this is just for information purposes. You did get the posters in your package, and you did get the draft itinerary for September in your package. And now we don't have, once we do our September Thorold Senior Citizens of the Year Awards, that clears the file. There were 3 people in the file. There's nobody else in that file. So next year we can start anew. Does anybody have any questions with either the programs, the Thorold Seniors Month events, or with the Thorold Senior Citizens of the Year Awards? Okay, hearing none, we'll go to the next one, chat benches. We have had discussions with, or emails anyway, with Curtis with regards to the chat benches. He is very receptive to us having chat benches. Welland is in the process of actually ordering some chat benches. They haven't ordered them yet, but they will be ordering them. So this process is ongoing, and we will be working with Curtis. We'll keep on, I think Curtis is going to be developing some kind of a policy that's actually going to council, and chat benches will be in there. So we have started these discussions. Curtis is receptive to it, and it looks like we are going to get chat benches, but we'll just keep on talking to Curtis as things progress further, and as he gets ready to order benches, or we can order benches, then we'll just keep on talking to him and making this a reality. So this looks like it's going to be a reality. Anybody want to make any other comments on chat benches? Okay. I sent you the email about the virtual booth at the International Federation on Aging. There's a huge international conference in November, and we can get a Age-Friendly Niagara Network has been approached, or would like to get a virtual booth. And since they don't have a budget currently, they've asked if some of the local age-friendly committees might put something towards it. And they asked our committee, they asked Welland, and they asked Pelham, because we are probably the 3 more active committees. And so it's $300 US, which is somewhere between, I think, $125 and $130 if we were to support a third of it. Is there any objection to supporting a third of it? We usually do something during the year to support something for the region, and I doubt it will be doing anything else. So this could be looked at as our regional contribution for the year. Any thoughts, objections, any motions to pass up to $130 towards this virtual booth? I sent you the email from Dominic, so you guys could think about it.
Okay with it, Jean?
Pardon?
I'm okay with this.
Dean, where would this money be coming from your budget?
Well, it would come from the $3,000 that we have.
Okay,
I doubt it, we're gonna spend all $3,000 this year.
okay.
Jean, can I ask a question regarding it? I agree that we should do this. But what are we doing at the booth? Like, what are we promoting? What are we, as far as the regional committee is concerned?
I'm not exactly 100% sure what they're promoting. I know they're gonna promote some of the activities that the different regional age-friendly Niagara committees are doing. And they're gonna, I think, give an update of things that are going on in the region. That's one thing. I can get a little bit more information if you do want more information on exactly what's going to be promoted.
It's just that we
There's a
want to make
link.
sure that what we've got going on is promoted.
Jean, there's a link in the email.
Okay,
If you want to know exactly what's going on at that conference. It's about-IFA 2021. It's in the email, so if anybody wants to go on there and look at it.
but there's going to be an opportunity for us to promote the things we are doing at each committee. I know that for sure. Like, we can put our age-friendly business stickers, we can put, we can put stuff that we have been doing.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that we're quite involved with it.
So can I have a motion that we provide up to a third of the $300 US, so up to $130 Canadian towards this project? Anybody make the motion? Dan made it. And according to Donna, we didn't need a seconder. All in favor? Okay, any objections? Okay, the motion is carried, and we'll figure out how to get, if they have to send us an invoice, or what the procedure is to get them the money of up to $130. Okay, 13, review committee protocols, terms of reference attached. Did I put that on there, or did you put that on there?
No, that's mine.
Okay, would have been nice to have gotten a heads up, but anyway, it's okay.
Oh, you got a heads up when the whole package was disseminated to the council, to the committee, I should say. Going forward, just after what happened at the last meeting, the clerk's representative does need to be present for the committee to start. Going off and starting the committee meeting without me is not appreciated. It's also not part of protocol. That is important. That's why some things had to be redone earlier in the meeting, because I need to be present to account for those happenings. Also, any events that are to be planned by the committee do need to be brought forth for approval at council. So going forward, just so that is kept in mind, and completed. So that's all that I had to say. Thank you.
Okay, does anybody have any questions regarding that? Okay, round table. Okay, Fred.
Nothing at this time. I enjoyed this morning's session. And I like what we're doing moving forward. And let's continue to keep involved with seniors issues.
Elaine,
Nothing, really. I did enjoy the thing with Brock this morning. It was very informative and I think they got a lot of great information. And our praise to you, Jean, for setting all that up.
thank you. Okay. Leslie,
There really isn't too much right now, other than we're doing a virtual rose show for members of St. Catharines, Thorold, Niagara Falls, and Welland horticulture communities. I'm still looking at gardens. If anyone has any suggestion of beautiful gardens to be photographed in Thorold, please let me know.
Marilyn. Is Marilyn still with us? I know she had a lot on her plate right now.
Marilyn's
No,
on mute.
sorry, I am. And
There you
actually, I was just directing to Leslie when you're talking about gardens. Do you know where I live?
No,
Because across the street from me and over too. She's got a beautiful front yard that
Oh.
basically she's done all by hand.
I need to take a walk with my dog because there are some gorgeous gardens, but I seem to see them as I'm driving by, and I'm like, oh, I find somebody that knows them. Otherwise, I sound like a
Yeah.
little old lady coming up and wanting to, walk around your property. So, but yeah, anything, any address or anything that you can send me by email so I have a list.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
okay. And other than that, no, I don't have anything.
Okay. Joey,
I don't really have anything. I'm just like everyone looking forward to Friday, have some stores open so I can get a turkey baster for my plants and a new valve for my power washer so I can clean the sides of the house of bird poos. That's it. Sorry.
They don't sell those at drugstores. You can get almost everything at drugstores, not what you're talking about, though.
okay, Dan,
Fortunately, the TCAG childcare staff, along with other childcare staff, were given the opportunity for priority registration for their second jab of the vaccine. So they'll all be getting it over the next couple of weeks. And then 2 weeks after that, they're all fully vaccinated as I am. I was lucky enough to get in early or super early, and I had my second jab along with my family in April. Camp opens July 5th. It's going to be a 9-week camp with limited capacity just because of there's still some COVID regulations, but things are looking the right way. I just checked the numbers today. The active case count in Ontario is down exactly a third in 1 week, which is about 3,500 less active cases today than there were a week ago. So it's going the right way. Vaccinations are going the right way. Looks like towards the end of the summer, fall, things could be normalish.
that would be most welcome by everyone, I'm sure. Rihanna,
I don't have really much to update other than, everybody knows about our schools and what's going on and not much. And, I'm happy to see the vaccinations are increasing and the numbers are down, but I mean, we really probably will have to put on our agenda. Maybe that's the thing for if things are going in the right direction come September to support our seniors and what we can do once we are starting to get back to some normalization. Because I think a lot of people are going to need some help, 2 years in and they're going to regress. And I'm not speaking about anybody in particular or anything, but I think there's going to be people that did get a little sedentary for no fault of their own and fearful of what's happened. And I think we have to be really compassionate and really try, I think for our seniors, I think we're going to have to be something, we're going to have to work twice as hard to bring some people back. And that's And, you know, any support I could give, I would absolutely be more than willing to help with that. I think that's what we're gonna have to look forward to. Maybe that should be our goal moving forward.
Rihanna, I think you're making a very good point, and I think for our September meeting, keep us on board, and maybe we should make that an agenda item. You know, how can we as a committee contribute to the mental health or the well-being, or how do we bring back some of these people? Can we do anything as a committee? So I think,
Yeah, like we say, we're not professional by those means, but we are, you know, you have your Thorold Senior Center, we can promote that, and your TAC, like your Thorold Activity Center, and we can help promote. I think we can promote what we have here in Thorold, and we can somehow promote by whatever we need to do to promote the activities, because I'm sure they're both going to be on board with getting things back for our group. And even if we have to show the Instagram, or, you know, I'm all over that social media to show that we can do it too. So bring just be more, you know, aware that people are going to need, I think, a little bit extra help once we get back to normal.
okay, so noted, and something to talk about in the fall, I think.
Mhm.
Okay, have I missed anybody? No, okay. Just a little bit of an update. I was telling you that there have been a lot of Zoom meetings. As you know, I'm on the Age Friendly Niagara Network. So besides the regular Age Friendly Niagara Network meetings, there have been a lot of Zooms because they want to transition into a council on aging. And they were able to get a grant to have someone develop some terms of reference, etc. To transition from the current Age Friendly Niagara Network to a council on aging. They're probably going to have an interim board probably in September, and that interim board will then transition into their board on council on aging. So there is an evolution that's happening there with the Niagara Age Friendly Network. The collaboratives, which are the 12 municipalities and the age friendly and or seniors groups in the 12 municipalities, are a big part of whatever is going forward. So they see that as important. So there'll be more to come out on that, but they're transitioning. Also, I'm on Brock Lifespan Senior Advisory Committee, and there have been a number of focus groups on different things for that. There was a really good focus group on aging and technology, and it might be something that we should look for in the fall for this person who did our presentation to us to come in September. So I will note that maybe September that she come. Her presentation was phenomenal, and how technology can help, especially for caregivers. It was a really good thing. So that might be something. That might even be something that her presentation might be good for even the senior center lunches, when the lunches get back up to date. And In Communities is doing a new portal. And it's going to provide a lot of information. They're having, I'll have more on this, but they're doing a focus group on the draft portal that they have, that they are developing. And then once it gets launched, we'll have more information on it, and you can have a look at what is in the portal and what kind of information it's going to be able to provide to older adults. But it's supposed to have all kinds of information in kind of a one-stop shop portal on a whole pile of topics. So as I said, the focus group is tomorrow, and then hopefully they'll launch the portal in the fall. And so there'll be more on that, and you'll be able to look at it. So those are the three things that are happening. Anything else for roundtable? Okay, we usually don't, so the next item is next meeting. We usually don't meet in July and August, but I wanted tentatively book, and if we don't need it, we'll cancel it for July 8th, 2021 at 1 p.m. And even if it's just to do this calendar. And the reason that I have to keep the calendar going is because a big part of this is Joanne, and Joanne is leaving us at the end of July. So I want maybe have her come to the meeting. Maybe we can show you some of the photos for the months. Even if it's just the calendar, because I got to keep the calendar moving, especially with Joanne leaving us. So it might be a one agenda item. It may be that, and maybe if we got anything with Sean up by then, those two things. But I do want to kind of tentatively say July 8th for a meeting at 1 o'clock. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And hopefully whoever can make it, I know some people might be on vacation. Hopefully whoever can make it can make it. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I want to thank you all. I look forward to tomorrow's opening a little bit of reduced restrictions. And as always, I want to thank you all for all your help and contributions, both to our committee and to projects like this morning, the Brock project. So I really do want to thank you all. And can I have a motion to adjourn? Brianna? And is everybody in favor of adjourning? Nobody ever says no to this one.
No, I know.
Okay, so we're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Take care, everyone.
Bye,
Nice
everybody.
meeting you.
Thanks a million.
Bye.